The die is cast as tribunal begins sitting. Okay, so what is happening here is that the Presidential Election Tribunal at Abuja has started sitting, and the die is cast now. So the long-awaited time has come, and people are waiting to see how that matter will be progressed and how it will be concluded. Within the formal filing with the formal filing, okay, of their petitions at the Presidential Election Petition Court in Abuja to challenge the victory of Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress in February 25 election, the presidential candidates of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, People Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, Action Alliance, Solomon Okongbua, the Allied People's Movement, Chichi Oje, have set the stage for the tribunal to sit and address their grievances, Alex Inuma writes. In order to beat the 21-day deadline starting from March 1, 2023, when the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, declared the winner of the February 25 presidential election, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, People Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, Action Alliance, Solomon Okongbua, and Allied People's Movement, APM, Chichi Oje, last week formally filed their petitions at the Presidential Election Petition Court to challenge the victory of Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress, APC. The petitioners are praying for the tribunal to declare that Tinubu was not duly elected by a majority of the lawful vote cast at the election. They want an order mandating the INEC to retrieve the certificate of return issued to APC candidate and issue a fresh one to them. INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu had on March 1 declared Tinubu president-elect on the grounds that his party scored a majority of votes cast at the poll. In the results announced, Tinubu polled 8.8 million votes, to emerge victorious against Atiku Abubakar of Labour Party, of PDP, and Mr. Peter Obi of Labour Party. Atiku argued that the non-compliance with the Electoral Act of 2022 INEC has rendered as invalid the election of Tinubu. He maintained that for any of the candidates in the February 25 polls to be declared winner, he or she must score 25% votes cast in the Federal Capital Territory, adding that the failure of Tinubu to meet the said constitutional requirement invalidated his election. He recalled that Professor Yakubu had repeatedly assured the public that the February 23 general election would be the best election ever, with the guaranteed use of the BVAS machine and real-time and direct uploading of the polling unit results to the Commission's electronic collation system and results viewing portal IREV, which were technological innovations in the electoral system that would ensure the transparency of the elections against all forms of manipulation. And Mahmoud Yakubu violated all of that. He didn't follow his promise. It is the case of the petitioners that the bypass and non-use of the BVS machines in the transmission of the accreditation data and polling unit results of the election fundamentally and substantially affected the integrity of the results announced by the first respondent for the second and third respondents and thoroughly discredited the process of election. Atiku is invoking the margin of lead principle to assert that INEC's hasty announcement of Tinubu as the winner of the presidential poll is unconstitutional and without due process. Per the principle, when the margin of lead between the winner and the runner is less than the total number of votes affected by cancellation in their different polling units, the election is declared inconclusive and a rerun is organized. On his part, Obi in his petition alleged that there were many irregularities, insisting also that Tinubu and his running mate Kashim Shettima were not qualified to contest the elections. He also alleged that the former Lagos State governor failed to win the majority of the lawful vote cast in the election, and just as he could not secure 1/4 of the lawful votes cast in FCT Abuja, he also alleged that the election was conducted in substantial non-compliance with the provision of the law. The LP candidate therefore urged the court to either declare him as the president-elect in the belief that he scored a majority of the lawful votes during the election, or alternatively nullify the entire election and order a fresh election. As part of the grounds for the petition, Obi and his party argued that Tinubu, at the time of the presidential election, was not qualified to contest the election. They anchored their claims on the grounds that Tinubu was fined $460,000 for an offense involving dishonesty, namely narcotics trafficking, imposed by United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division, in case number, this is between number 93C483, between the United States of America and Tinubu. Concerning the alleged non-qualification of Shettima, the petitioner cited his nomination for two separate constituencies as Borno Central senatorial candidate and vice presidential candidate for the whole of Nigeria in the same election cycle. The petitioner also contended that Tinubu was not duly elected by majority of the lawful votes cast at the time of the election. He argued that Tinubu did not win the majority of lawful votes cast in each of at least two-thirds of the states of the Federation and the FCT, Abuja. He added that former Lagos State Governor was not entitled to be declared the winner of the election, having failed to score 1/4 of the lawful votes cast in the FCT in the election. Okay, so amongst reliefs, they are therefore seeking from the court includes a determination that the second respondent was not duly elected by a majority of lawful votes cast in the election, and therefore the declaration and return of the second respondent by the first respondent as the winner of the presidential election conducted on 25th day of February 2023 is unlawful, wrongful, unconstitutional, undue, null and void, and of no effect whatsoever. Wow. It's a serious one. So this is what is happening. So the court has started sitting, and now both the APC, the PDP are all involved. The Labour Party, the PDP, the AAC, and the APM, four political parties are actually the people that filed their individual cases against Mahmoud Yakubu, against INEC, against Tinubu, Shettima, and against APC as a party. And all of these have started running now, and Nigeria is waiting to see how this will be progressed. This is very good news to hear, and let's see. The tension is high, the stakes are high. Victory ahead for Obi by the grace of God, and that is it. And somebody is saying that is a dreamer. Please do reason like complete human being. Can you imagine? They will always come, APC supporters will always come with insult first, and then when the people respond, they will start crying. So if Nigerian judiciary do their nonsense again, Nigerians will take law into their hands. We can't continue this way. Judiciary are part of Nigerian problem, and that is true. That is very, very true. The judiciary is heavily compromised. Somebody, which law can you take to your hand? Mind you, both camps have supporters. It is not one-sided. So I pity those that you will trick to commit suicide. We have laws that guide us as a nation, and judiciary cannot go outside the laws. Which judiciary? Do we have judiciary? We don't have judiciary. So let's forget about that. Somebody say you're intelligent, lawyer not charge and bail like Kayamu. You're an intelligent lawyer, not charge and bail like Kayamu. Somebody say, get your labor of children. God, your labor of your children will never be in vain. That is it. Judiciary is our problem in Nigeria today. We, the citizens, are watching them. All we are asking is transparency. That is all. Okay? So that is what is happening here. Someone say, matter has not started, you are blaming judiciary. You cannot expect judiciary to rule according to your mind, but according to our laws. Which laws? We already know with the past precedents of judiciary, with their precedents they've set in the past shows that they are compromised. That is true. Who is there? This Chief Justice of Nigeria that is in the pocket of APC, or Attorney General Federation, Malami, that is also in the pocket of APC, or is work APC is an APC staff? What are you going to get? All these, most of the judges are pocket judges that it's a case of highest bidder in Nigeria that gets justice. So quite unfortunate. So now the case has started. Let's see how far it will go.